Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am filming this last minute. It's late at night and my husband's in the other room. He's making dinner and it's gonna be noisy. It's gonna be noisy. My kids are upstairs screaming, so we're just gonna pound through this. I was tagged by Alicia in Ironhorse Homeschool as well as Brandi in Homeschool Unbridled, and I will link their channels down below. And then as a small YouTuber tag, I need to go, therefore, to tag the other YouTubers. The first one is Kristen from Fearlessly Loved. She is a new channel, and I love all the stuff that she puts out. She is a sweet, sweet, sharp woman and a God-fearing, faith-based driven channel, and I love it. So go check out her channel. I'm also going to be tagging Yael from Mama Yaya Homeschool. She is awesome and she's just my girl. I love everything that she posts. Her camera work is beautiful. I mean, she really knows what she is doing, and her homeschool and her thoughts about reading, I'm just always super impressed, and she's just sharp lady. And the third homeschooler that because I'm gonna tag homeschoolers. Sorry, this is just how it goes. The third homeschooler that I'm tagging is Kristen from My Cathedral Garden. She and I connected over YouTube, and she is just hilarious and so fun. Just really fun, and I love her accent. I love her. Girlfriend, I love her. She's really, really wonderful. And her YouTube videos are really, really smart, and just she's put out new ideas that I haven't even thought of or heard of. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to start doing this. And then, go figure it works. Anyway, all of these mamas that I have mentioned are part of the homeschool community that is just so warm and so welcome. And literally they're going to blow up in like half a second. So they might not even count as small YouTubers in like a minute. I think Mama Yaya is like on the verge of hitting 1,000. So she might not even count for this, but I'm tagging her because we're friends and she's just going to have to deal with it. So this is the YouTube tag where let's just get into, do the questions. Okay. So these questions are on my phone. So that's one. Sorry. And that's why I'm looking down. So the first question is, what made you want to... You hear Michael picking up the can opener, but I'm not going to fault him for it because he's making me dinner. You don't complain. You don't complain when a man makes you dinner. Yes, I'll say it. The first question here is, what made you decide to start a YouTube channel? What made me decide to start a YouTube channel? Well, it was in the middle of COVID. It was the middle of COVID. It was the time when we thought COVID was coming to an end. Do you remember that? There was like that month where they were thinking about in like April where they were like, oh, we're getting a vaccine out and soon people, it'll be okay. And actually it was in the middle of COVID still. Oh, that is so depressing. Anyway, so we were in the middle of doing that and I was just feeling super isolated. We all were feeling it. It's depressing. I hope this isn't a bum video. And I wanted to talk. To people about homeschooling again. And I was cruising on forums and giving out advice and talking to other moms and just really feeling good about it and feeling good about that community. And my husband was like, you should start a YouTube channel. You're following all these women that you've, gotten all this inspiration from, and you got that. You should do that too. And I was like, you're right. I could totally do that. Do you hear the naivety in that? It's also a creative outlet. I was kind of burned out in all the other things that I like to write. I'm a big writer and I like to quilt and I like to sew. But I had kind of burned those avenues out and I was looking for something new to challenge myself. I was really involved in stage crew at high school and also just filming different school events and that sort of thing. Big shout out to Mr. Neil. Thank you, Mr. Neil. I mean, it was something I really, really enjoyed, but never really pursued or did. And so I was like, oh, you can just brush those skills up. Just do it. Of course, all I had was like my phone for a camera. So I mean, wasn't quite as high tech as I was hoping it would be, but it was still just something really fun. And I thought, yeah, this answer became a lot longer than I thought it would be. What's the next one? All right. So the next question is, what is the video I am most proud of? I really don't know. I guess I know the ones that do really well on my channel are my Right Start videos. And I know a lot of people have found me through those. So hey, Right Start family. I really love my bread making video, but if I could go back in time, there's one small problem with my bread making video is that I was too impatient to film it, that I cut it open too soon. And so at the end of the video, I make this beautiful bread, and the bread is beautiful and it smells divine, but you're supposed to let it sit. It doesn't look pretty when you cut into it right out of the oven. And I was too impatient because I wanted to film it and to get it done because I had stuff to do. Hi, cat. And so when I ended up filming it, and I was like putting butter and honey, and I was trying to like, oh yeah, that looks so good. And I'm looking at it going, oh my gosh, that bread looks like awful. Nobody's going to use this recipe because the bread in the end looks so terrible. But it is a really good, fun bread recipe. And I'm actually really proud of that because I used a lot of different camera angles, and I had a lot of fun making that video. And it kind of took all day. It was an all day process. So I'll link that one. It has nothing to do with homeschool. And it's one of my like first early ones. I don't even remember the stuff I said. I don't know if it makes any sense. It was one of the first ones. So I'll link it down in the description. You tell me if that was worth being proud of. All right, question number 3 is, do you struggle with social media? I mean, I'm a YouTuber. I mean, that's kind of an odd question to ask. As I'm like picking hair. Just see this? Just picking hair off this cat. You know, you're on YouTube. Isn't that a form of social media? I don't know. Is that what the kids are calling it these days? I do Facebook a lot. And by Facebook, I mean, I troll homeschool. I don't troll. I should rephrase that. And by Facebook, I mean, I go onto homeschool forums and I talk to other homeschool moms and I just talk homeschool with them all day. I rarely post on my actual Facebook feed or anything, just because I don't like posting pictures of my kids or anything. I don't have Instagram or Snapchat. I'm sure there's others. So no, I don't think I have a problem. I like the form that social media takes, that it connects you to so many different people. So homeschool forums that I'm involved in have connected me with people, not just across the United States, but internationally as well. And just exposing us to all kinds of really interesting ideas of how people view home education. And I love that. I wouldn't give that up. My kid's like screaming upstairs. Just screaming. They're fine. Oh, what content creator inspires me the most? Well, that was part of the reason why I got into YouTube, was because I was like, I want to connect with these women in some way because they're just so special. And just, I thought if I had a channel that would legitimize me more. I don't know. I don't know. And there's so many that I have followed over the years and have just really, really helped our homeschool and made me get through a hard, tough day. You know what I mean? That's enough of that. Enough of that. That's kind of rude. What frustrates me about other content creators? I'm not going to do that. That's not nice. What frustrates me about other content creators? No, I'm not going to play that game. All right, let me say it this way. It's not that that I don't find myself frustrated occasionally with things that I see on YouTube. It's just that I choose not to take that negativity in my life and worry about it. So that's all we're going to say. All right. So number 6, what frustrates me most about my own content? What frustrates me the most about my own content is that I like my content. Another thing that frustrates me about content is that initially, when I posted, I got so sick to my stomach, you guys. I mean, literally for 2 weeks, I could not sleep. And I was just like throwing up. I was so anxious and just like, I'm on the internet. I've got a video on there on YouTube. What am I doing? I'm insane. I'm crazy. And nothing of it was like super personal or anything. But it was just like, oh my gosh, there was just so much anxiety about who's watching me and who actually cares, and do people care, and do I want them to care? I mean, that's the other thing, that push and pull of, I don't want anybody to see me, but I want people to see me. I don't want anybody to watch this, but I also want people to watch this and subscribe to my channel. And just that pull, I mean, it really messes with you mentally. So, I mean, there was some things happening in my brain, and it took me a while to be like, you gotta sit down. You gotta take a break. Go take a time out until you cool off or whatever. And I'm fine now. Everything's fine. I don't care anymore. I have no shame. No shame. That's what this has come down to. All right. So the last one is, what motivates you to make content? What motivates me to make content? Well, I really enjoy just the creative process behind it, is the editing process. I like cutting things down, and I like being silly about it and not taking myself too seriously. And I think the other thing that I really enjoy with this is the friendships that I've developed. I did not expect that at all. I mean, I did. I was hoping for it. That's what we're going to say. I was not expecting how many friendships I was going to form on YouTube. And it's actually kind of funny because I'll talk to my sister about it, or I talk to my mom about it and be like, oh, my YouTube friend. And they're like, you have a YouTube friend. I'm like, yeah. Or this commenter said, and it's almost like they don't exist because it's just like this blur. They're just people that I've met on the internet. but you guys mean something to me, and I care about you. And I have really enjoyed those conversations and talking to you about math and talking to you about your children and talking to you about your homeschool. I care deeply about that. And I really enjoy that. That is a benefit that I didn't really expect. And I'm really grateful for that. So I'm grateful for you, ma'am. I'm grateful for you. All right, guys. So that is it for me today. That was the YouTube tag. I know this is not my usual posting day, but I needed to get it out there because it's been a while since I've been tagged for it. And I think that's why I got tagged twice by accident, because I didn't post. I'm a little sorry. Took me a while. Definitely make sure to check out those homeschoolers that I mentioned in the style YouTuber tag. You ladies better do this. You better do this. I took time out to do this. You should do this. Just mostly because I like to talk to you. Anyway, make sure to check out their channels. Everybody take care. Have a good week. Goodbye.